Unconventional.
Welcome to Future Role Model, a podcast for bad role models. No, I'm just kidding. Praises the unconventional, redefines what it means to be a role model. But today I have one of the best, worst role models in the world, Chris Kershaw.
What's going on? It's like best, worst role models. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about
I'm a
right.
best, worst role model. I've always considered myself that.
Yeah. I remember, I think the first time we hung out was really when we were in Montana with like
In
Aaron.
Montana, yes.
And we were not good role models to that little Mormon boy.
Oh my God, we tainted Aaron over time so badly.
He is not a child. Can I make that clear?
Yeah, no, he's not a kid.
But I mean, he was a Mormon who decided to start being bad at like 30. So he's basically a child.
Yeah, he's a child in his drinking for sure.
Oh yeah, he was like a little piece of Play-Doh. We're trying to mold him into something horrible.
That was March of 2017, right? That was last year.
I don't remember.
I remember every date because I know exactly what my hair looks like in March of 2017.
Wow.
And I know what our picture.
I remember it was like kind of blonde.
It was blonde. Yeah, it was blonde. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I remember. And then you're like, oh yeah, like I'm not single, and I was like, well, now I have to stop talking to her. So
Chris and I hadn't hung out really before that. We knew of each other, I think.
Yeah,
but we never really hung out. And then in Montana, we were doing the 7-year anniversary of the Billings shows that Lucas Seeley runs.
Red Door, yeah.
And so it was me and Chris here, and then Aaron Woodall, who's on the podcast Mormon and the Meth Head with Jessa Reed.
Yeah.
And that was before all that started, though.
Yeah.
So I had been to Montana twice that year. I did the thing with you, and then I did Big Sky again.
Yeah.
And Montana is a place, like the time that we were, that Chris and I were in Montana together, I missed my flight leaving. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, because we were out all night. We're like, yeah, stay out all night. Then, like, well, someone will come get you and take you, and I don't know what happened.
No, I don't think anybody showed up. And also, I didn't wake up at all.
Yeah.
My flight was at 6 in the morning. We were out until 4.
Yeah, it was.
And I was, like, planning to just get, like, 30 minutes of sleep.
We wanted to party, like, I don't think we really care. We're like, fuck it, if she misses her flight. I mean, that's her problem.
It's fun to party like that in Montana because, like, it's just, like, unabashed partying. Like, nobody cares how they look.
No, yeah.
It's just like it was the funnest dance party I'd ever been to. It was just in like this warehousey place.
It's called the Loft. It's like every time I go, they're like, oh, it's like the kind of gay club. It's like, no, it's like somewhere you can go to dance as a guy and not be made fun of in Montana.
Yeah, totally.
You're like, well, that's gay in Montana. You're like, just because it's not line dancing and not everyone has a lifted truck.
Exactly. Well, and when you show up in Montana and you're ready to dance, like as a woman, these guys like flip you around. You remember that guy that showed up and was like flipping me all over the place?
I was like, oh, she's going to get dropped on her head and this is going to be a thing.
For sure, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
That night. But he showed up to some of the shows, remember?
Yeah.
Jesse was his name.
I was like, you are leading this poor man on.
Yep. I just do that. I show up in cities and just lead on all these like tall mountain men. It's kind of my thing.
I know. We became like little besties the whole time. We're like, everyone's like being lame. You're like, hey, do you want to go get a beer with me? We're like, fuck yeah. Let's get beers and like steaks.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, we're going to go to like the mall. We're like, you guys suck.
Like, who wants to go to a mall?
We're like, yeah, like every day it's because Aaron would be dead until like showtime. And then Josh was there, and Josh was like flirting with like that translucent vampire looking girl. I just remember being able to like see her veins in her chest. I was like, we should study her. Like, look at the blood flow, how it works in the human body. I was like, dude, she should go to like, I don't know, maybe like 2nd grade classes, and be like, hey kids, this is how blood moves through the heart. Because she was so like, oh my God, she was a Twilight extra.
Oh my God, yeah, she was iridescent.
Oh, Jesus.
It was pretty nuts. That was a really fun time.
Yeah, I think she was the one she was standing out on the runway when your plane was trying to land in the morning. It was so dark. They're like, let's put her out there.
Glow up the plane.
The lights have gone out. Like, no, we got this bitch. We got to come.
Oh my God, I'm about to go back to Montana in like a month.
Oh, for
Big Sky again.
Yeah.
I'm excited because it's the one place, well, besides here, that's the only other place I've shot a gun.
Oh, yeah.
In Montana.
Yeah.
What they do to us at Big Sky every year is take us hungover to the shooting range, which is really funny to me.
Yeah, because it's loud.
Well, it's loud. Everybody's like still kind of drunk, which is probably super illegal.
Yeah, I've done that. I think I've done that with you.
And everyone, like people were in like heels or like the year that I was performing on Big Sky, like Jackie Fabulous, who I love, she was up in there like shooting in her like with her long ass nails, like was like she looked on point like she always does when she's like shooting in her nails, and everyone just like was a fucking disaster except for her. But I like was getting so terrified of these guns because we were all like panicky and full of Montana booze.
Yeah, I've been to that one with like Wayne. They've taken me when I've gone out there to do the shows sometimes. You know what? I hate indoor ranges. They're so loud. That's why the place I take you is so much better.
So little known secret, but Chris takes me shooting every once in a while. We've gone a couple times.
Yeah, it's our secret. She likes to dress up. She looks like Linda Hamilton in like Terminator 2. I remember I was seeing this chick and like I had like, I don't know, I put it like Instagram or something, and I was like, fucking Natasha's looking straight up like Linda Hamilton, and then someone's like, who's this bitch that you're hanging out with? Like, what the? I'm like, dude,
it's just Natasha.
I'm like, it's Natasha. It doesn't count. And then my mom my mom's just an idiot, and she's like, since when are you friends with Linda Hamilton? I was like, Mom, first of all, Linda Hamilton hasn't looked like this in like 25 years.
Yeah.
I was like, did you look at the photo? Well do you think this bitch ages? Are you serious? She's like, so wait, is that not Linda Hamilton? I was like, no, it's not.
Well,
get off Instagram, Mom.
Speaking of shooting, I have this gift. Okay, so backstory. I have this package in my hand. That sounds dirty.
Yeah, I liked it.
So, how long ago was this? It was probably beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It was like March or something. Like numbers of months ago, at least 6 or 7 months ago, my fiance's dad came to visit LA for the first time with his new girlfriend. And the girlfriend loves guns.
Yeah, she like shoots competitive pistols or something.
Yeah, she's like super so
I was like, cool, this girl gets to like show me how bad I am. Like, I don't know.
So Justin, my fiance, was golfing with his dad, and Chris took me and Elizabeth to go shoot guns. And afterwards, Elizabeth was so grateful that she got to go shoot guns with Chris.
Well, she's like, I don't ever shoot rifles.
That
so
she
was like her first time.
Gave me this gift to give to Chris, and Chris and I have been failing at meeting up to get it to you.
All right, I have to see. Like, there's got to be. What is going on? What? Oh, it's like a little magazine speed loader. Okay, that's cool.
Is it cool? I don't even know what it is. Well, now you have to look at the card, too, because there's a card in here. Well, yeah, she's a Midwest woman. Of course there's a card. There's a piece of paper taped to the front and a card.
I'm surprised there wasn't, like, some sort of, like some cookies, a little tin of cookies with it, too.
An AR-15 M4 Lula magazine loader and unloader.
Yeah.
Holla!
It's probably because I was sitting there the whole time. Like, the girls are shooting, and they're like, this is so fun. I'm like, yeah, except when you have to load all the bullets. So I was sitting there loading them from the whole time.
I know, yeah, your poor fingers were raw.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I can't not read this.
Do I need to read it?
You can try to. Yeah, I can read. I don't know. I got this.
It's woman handwriting. I can probably do it. Chris, thank you for taking me to a California outdoor range. Never could have known shooting was so popular there. If in Chicago, call me. I'll take you to my handgun outdoor range. Hope the whatever this is. Hope the Maglula comes in handy. Elizabeth.
I love that you struggled so hard.
I did.
Like, I
did.
can read woman, and then you're like,
my handwriting's bad too, especially when I'm like just in a hurry, and nobody can ever read mine, so I always think I can dissect other people's handwriting, and then turns out
doctors are the worst.
Yeah, well, that's why people get liver transplants instead of heart transplants every day.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a fact. I actually don't know if that's a true thing.
No, there's like a thing like every year, like thousands.
Doctor error,
because they can't get the
handwriting error.
Yeah, thousands of people die. Thank you, Elizabeth. That was very thoughtful.
Yeah, so finally you have your gift. Sweet.
Yeah, I kind of thought it'd be something like gun related.
Yeah, I figured. It wouldn't be like a sandwich that would
that would have been disgusting. Yeah, it's extra mayo, so.
I made this for you in Wisconsin.
It was a bottle of milk. It should be delicious by now. Oh, wow, you got me cheese. Actually, it was milk.
I love shooting. It's the AR-15, right? The one that I like shooting?
Yeah.
I feel so comfortable with large guns, and I don't like handguns very much, which is really interesting. Yeah. I feel like it should be the other way around for a tiny person. But
no, maybe you just feel
powerful. I guess I'm not that tiny. Maybe.
You're pretty tiny. What do you mean you're not? I'm not that tiny. I'm disgusting.
And on the inside, I feel like I'm a bouncer.
I bet you do, because you're doing kickboxing and shit all the time.
Exactly.
Muay Thai.
Also, my legs look like shit. So anyway, Chris, let's get into some backstory of you. How did you... Let's talk about your first role models in comedy. Whom were they?
In comedy?
In comedy or in entertainment? Or in life.
Oh, I thought we were always talking about like life. Because it's funny because both my grandparents are like, my my mom's dad and my dad's dad were like my biggest role models because they both came from like my grandpa. My mom's dad's like one of he's number 11 of 12.
No shit.
Yeah, Irish Catholic. They're not just
All
voting.
from the same woman?
Yeah.
I didn't know one body could make that many kids.
Trust me, like I did the math one year. She was like pregnant for like 19 years, pretty much.
Fuck.
And being Irish was like, when you never got to drink.
No.
So yeah, and so like there wasn't a lot of like you weren't getting a leg up. There wasn't a lot to go around.
Yeah.
It's like everyone. He just made his own way.
How does the body recover from that? I guess it just does.
I guess you just.
I'm scared to even have one come out of this body.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
I'm not cut out.
Unless like you've made a lot of money by then and someone else can watch it. Like,
I need a nanny for sure.
If it's all on you, then yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust me.
And then my dad's dad was kind of the same way. Like his parents died when he was a kid, and he like joined the Navy, and then just like bought like a little plot of land and like made all these businesses and just kind of like flipped everything and just made his own way.
Made his own money?
They both did, yeah, like out of nothing.
That's awesome.
So it's like, yeah, I was like, oh, the bar's set real high. I mean, I'm like, it's so high, I think I'm just gonna walk under it and then instead of trying to get over it.
What do you think? I mean, what did they want you to do with your life?
I mean, I always thought I was going to work for my dad's dad. And then, like, he sold the company because, like, he was going to pass it kind of to my dad and family. And then my dad passed away. So it's like, he's like, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. And then, like, I don't think my uncle wanted to keep doing it or I don't know. So he sold the company. And then a couple years later, he died. So I was like, all right. I was going to like college to like for an econ major. Yeah. Well, it was business, and then like.
What were you going to do with econ?
Dude, I know everyone.
Dude, econ. What an interesting.
It was I was
option.
I was a business major, and like I always thought I'd be a stockbroker because that's what my grandpa does.
Oh sure, okay, I guess
and
that makes
then,
sense.
Remember what's it called? Office Space.
Yeah.
TPS reports.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was like this class. It was like IDS 180. It's like Information Development Systems, and like. The third week, there's like, oh yeah, so like TPS reports, blah, 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 and like started getting into it, and I'm just a child, so it's like, TPS reports, and everyone's like, yeah, Office Space, I get it. Like, I couldn't get that out of my head, I couldn't even focus, and I was like, all right.
You quit college because of Office Space?
I changed my major like the next week. Because I looked and it's like, it was my first class of that. I had like 7 more to take. I'm like, oh, if this shit's fucking in there. I was like, I can't focus. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. So
that's hilarious.
I was like, what's close to this? And basically anything with all the same prereqs and like some of the classes I was in was econ. That was the only thing. They're like, well, you have to do like 3 semesters of Spanish, which like I did in high school. Yeah. But I hadn't taken it so long. They're like, oh, well, you can like start at the bottom. So I was like, oh, this will be easy. Which it pretty much was like the last semester, but the chick liked me, like the teacher liked me, and I was like, yeah, whatever. So funny. So I got it, but that's why I became an econ major because everyone just goes. When I tell them that's my major, like the 2 things people say is number 1, oh, I fucking hated econ, it's so stupid, and then also, why the hell would you do that?
I just don't think anybody understood what econ was. Like
I got a major, I don't really know.
Was the only class I didn't ever take. I was in like AP Bio, I was in AP Lit, I was in AP Psych.
Okay, all right.
But I never took econ. I have no fucking idea what econ is. I have no idea.
Dude, supply and demand, that's all it is.
Okay, supply and demand. It's stock market. Is it stock market stuff?
No, I mean, it helps you understand that, yeah.
Sure.
But I mean... Yeah, let's just say supply and demand.
The only thing I learned about the stock market, which was ironically pretty similar to an episode of Saved by the Bell back in the day, was like where we fake traded for a minute. Oh, yeah. Like not potatoes like they did on Saved by the Bell, but something pretty basic. Wow, I'm sorry.
I don't know if everyone remembers how they did it on Saved by the Bell, but.
Yeah, they probably do. Everybody remembers when Zach stole that, whatever he did.
There's like these videos keep popping up about how Zach was like a total asshole, like during that show. Like, and there's like people break down episodes, and it's like, Zach Morris is a douchebag, and it's like how bad he was on like all the episodes. Like one of them I saw, it's like some girl was in a wheelchair, and it's like he like tries to make it all about him. It's like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna treat her like a normal person, and like I'll take her to prom. Like, hey guys, don't make fun of her, even though he was before. It's like, dude, Zach, you're just
the whole thing was so cheesy, but it was so awesome at the same time. I can't believe you never got into it.
I didn't say I didn't. I watched when I was a kid. I don't remember.
Everybody thought Kelly Kapowski was smoking hot.
She was. Dude, that wasn't a thought. That's just a fact of life.
So what did you end up doing with econ? Because I don't really know this. What did you do after college?
I started working at Wells Fargo.
Oh, fucking so hot.
Yeah, I know. It was like, I started working there, and then it's just like I saw all that shit coming because like I was like a personal banker. I was like I had a little desk and a suit.
I can so picture you being like the most dickish personal banker ever.
No, that's the thing is like when I got the job, they're like, oh, it's like customer service and a little bit of sales. And then when I started working there, they're like, no, try to like get all this shady shit and people to get like accounts that they don't need and all this stuff. I'm like, nah, I don't want to trick like old ladies into that. Like,
yeah,
they've had the same account for 25 years. If you change this, like their auto pay, they'll never figure it out again.
Yeah.
And like, you know, so I was like, I wouldn't do that shit. So I quit after like a year.
It's crazy how many people end up in jobs like that where they end up doing stuff that they...
Yeah, everyone, like, I remember when I was, like, training for it, like, people I knew were like, oh, don't fucking do this. Like, Wells Fargo sucks. And then, like, I started doing it, and then I quit, and I was like, oh, they're going to get popped for, like, some shady-ass shit. And then
I feel like it's like that at the Verizon stores, too, where they're just like, yeah, just ruin all these people's lives with false promises.
Yeah.
Every time they come in just to get an upgrade or fix their cracked screen, ruin their life.
Dude, I have never, knock on wood, never cracked a screen in my life.
You're going to crack it today just
fuck it.
just because you said that.
Just fuck it up real good.
No, I've cracked a couple of good screens.
You're, like, if someone's like, hey, do you know someone who cracks a lot of screens? I'd probably be like, yeah, Natasha. Natasha's a screen cracker.
I'm definitely... in the last 24 hours, have spilt coffee on my crotch 3 times.
Wow.
3 times.
So pretty much you don't need to get
I'm not
waxed
sure,
anymore. Yeah.
like, how am I so coordinated in some ways in life, and then I just can't get it together with very simple things?
I don't know.
It's just...
Are you talking about your life?
Yeah. I'm talking about everything. This is... the little things that I fuck up are just a small version of the bigger picture.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, sometimes I worry about you crossing the street by yourself.
You know, I do too. I actually am almost legally blind without contacts in. That's
What?
a lie. I'm like -5 in my contact prescription.
What the fuck does that mean? I don't
It's
know.
really fucking...
I have 20/15 vision, so I don't know what you blind people are doing. With
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what contacts are for. I had no idea how blind I was until I drove around at Christmas one time. In Wisconsin, I was driving around at Christmas. I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger seat without my contacts in, and it was just balls of light. Anyone who doesn't have good eyesight knows what I'm saying.
Like that movie Phenomenon?
It's just like balls of light mixing together, and it's not even vision. It's just like shit balls of
sure
light.
You hadn't just taken like shrooms or some shit? Like, I was in Wisconsin. That's something you do in Wisconsin. Like, oh, we took shrooms. There's nothing to do in Wisconsin. I see balls of light and shit, and I was like, oh, I need to check my contacts.
Dude, I had no idea that my vision was that bad because I never go outside without my contacts in, especially at night where things are reflecting off of everything. Like, I couldn't see outlines of stuff. I was just seeing balls of refracted light. It was the most bizarre thing. Anyway, back to your econ shit.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm going to disappoint my family and start doing stand-up. And then I was like PAing for a long time.
How long ago was it that you started doing stand-up?
I think it's like coming up on 7 years, maybe.
Okay.
7,
So we're close to the same amount of time.
Yeah, something like that.
We're ancient at this point. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. Now it's like people like might start taking you seriously.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay, you kind of know. I love like that you meet that person. I'm not going to name names, but I was doing a show with some girl recently, and she's just like, oh, yeah, like, she had to do like 5 or 6 minutes, and was just like, she had been doing stand-up like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. She's like, oh, yeah, like talking about it like she had just killed like Madison Square Garden, and she knew everything. And I was just like, God, you're just on the show because you're hot. Like, I don't want to, like,
yeah,
just fucking be real.
There's a lot of that.
That's why everyone else on the show's doing like 12, 15 minutes, and you're doing 5.
Yeah.
And
well, and even now, like, I've rewritten my quote unquote 15 so many times in the last 2 years that like this week when this airs, I'll have already done this like 2 weeks ago. But I'm featuring for Nikki Glaser in New York.
Oh, dope.
And doing 25, and I'm excited to do like 25 to 30 minutes because in LA we never get the chance to do that consecutively.
Consensually? We don't get to do a lot of consensual things in
No
LA,
consensual stage time whatsoever. It's all forced. But yeah, so I mean, I've done like all my different 15s or 20s, but I'm like I get to put those together, and it's like exciting for me.
Yeah, that was fun because I just got back from Edinburgh.
Yeah, I want to talk to you all about that.
Yeah, it's just fun because it's just like every day, like every day you're just like, oh, I'll just do like depends because we had like a lot of people coming in. What's it called? My buddy Kirk Smith put it on. There's a bunch of like LA comics. We kind of did a show like that, like kind of like a showcase show.
You did the Fringe Festival, right?
Yeah. And
so you guys had your own show nightly, or how did it work?
Yeah, it was every day. It was at 3:45.
Every day? In the afternoon?
It was 3:15.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, it's crazy because like shows start there at like I don't even know noon. Or 11 a.m. and it's just like all day, and there's so many like I couldn't even tell you there's like 100 venues, and it's all throughout the city.
Yeah, because you can kind of set up your own stuff because it's a Fringe Fest, right? So you guys contacted a venue.
So yeah, Kirk had done it last year. He did a one-man show. So he hit him up this year. He's still doing a one-man show. And then he's like, I kind of want to have a showcase show. Every week I'll have like a new LA comedian. And it kind of overlapped. Like Todd Durham was there for like a week. And then Griff Pippin, my buddy, was there. Like and we teamed up. Like I hadn't seen him. You know how you see people for like you're hanging out like, you know, like in LA.
Yeah.
Kind of like a lot. Like I used to do a lot of his shows and stuff. And I hadn't seen him for like years.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, I was like, oh, I don't remember if I fucking like this guy.
That happens all the time here.
So like I went out and I saw, and then like we were just being assholes like the whole time. Like we were just having a good time because like all these people you had to flyer because there's so many shows. Because it's like everyone gets like an hour, but then there's like a 15-minute kind of leeway. It's like you got to clean the room and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like we do it at 3:15, we be done by 4:30, and then it's like a next show's in there, and they're in there 4:30 to 5:45, and then another show's at 6. It's just, and the place we were in was on Cowgate. It's like really popular market area. Mm-hmm. So we had a lot of foot traffic, which was good. But there's so many shows. There's 7 rooms in our building alone, all day just doing shows.
Damn.
And like, you know, there's comedy, there's like one-man shows.
Did you have people at the shows at 3:15?
We had pretty much every show we had was packed.
Wow.
Like Friday.
That is awesome.
Like we were working our ass off. Like I lost my voice because I was like, we got like on corners kind of nearby, and like we were like singing and dancing. I'm like you wanna come to our show? You know you wanna go to the show.
He came in here, by the way, singing "Come and Knock on My Door." So I feel like everything that you sing for the next week is just gonna be that same tune.
Yeah. I know. I was like, I don't even remember what I was saying. Yeah, I'd be like, though, it's like free comedy show. You know you wanna go to the show, and people were like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
And then they would come because they were like, I want to see this bearded weirdo.
Yeah, like what is this big idiot? He thinks he can. I was like, I can't sing, but I was like, hey, I'm funnier than I am. I'm a better comic than I am a singer. Like, oh, it couldn't be worse. And like, it's like girls, like when ladies would walk by, and I'd be like middle-aged ladies, they always love it. I get on one, I'm like, you know, you wanna go to the show, and get down like one knee, like I was proposing, and give him like a flyer.
That's adorable.
Like, I'll fucking take it, man.
How long were you performing there total?
Like 10 days, something like that.
Okay, but you were other places too in Europe too. Didn't you kind of make a little thing out of it?
Yeah, I had my boss's wedding in Denmark.
Okay.
So it was the hottest summer in 140 years in Denmark. So I was fucking just sweating my ass. And Denmark's like always cool and nice. So like they don't have AC. Like I had AC in like my hotel, but it was like just like some weak kid with like I don't know, some sort of like bronchial infection blowing on me.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, dude, this like you got to get some lung power in there. Like I don't know, like he's got asthma or something. And I'm like so it was never that cool. And then like, you know, coming the day of the wedding, we're like all in, you know, full suits. And the girls like had like these white flowy cotton dresses, like kind of like Jenny when she gets married at the end of Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh cool.
Grecian kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh well, that looks very comfortable, and we're just sweating.
Yeah, I feel bad for guys in weddings. It's like a whole fucking thing.
Been in. I have like one more wedding I'm in this year. And my mom's like, God, how many? I'm going to 2 more, but I'm in 1 more. And she's like, how many weddings? You know, she's always like saying that because I've been like a best man twice, and I realized at the end of this year I'll have been in 9 weddings.
This year?
No.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
I was in 3 weddings this year.
That's a lot.
I was in 2, and then I'm in 1 more. And then my buddy Tony Klein's getting married, and he's like, "Oh man, I wish you could have been in mine. I have so many brothers and stuff." I was like, "Dude, don't worry."
Yeah, it gets expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like we have a wedding to go to. There's a group of us that are friends with this bride and groom that are getting married in like a week and a half in Canada. So we're going to Banff, which is supposed to be one of the most beautiful places in the world, but just to even go because it's a destination for a lot of people, and it's before
only
winter.
Assholes do that. Only assholes do that.
Well, and it's at a castle, so it's black tie. So everything like the dress that I have to rent a gown, which you know me, I would rather just wear a jumpsuit. I was like, I want to wear a fucking jumpsuit. I like to be able to spread my legs and not have to worry about.
We know.
Not have to worry about dancing. I just want to be able to move.
How do you poop in those things,
dude? I don't know. In the jumpsuits?
Yeah.
Oh, you just get fully
you get
butt ass naked. Yeah.
But the thing is with guys, it's like so then like your jumpsuit's kind of on the ground.
Yeah.
So that's gross because guys' bathrooms for some reason are always wet. It's like There's somebody that come in there with like a hose, and it's like, oh, how do we clean this? Let me just hose the bathroom down.
There's probably just always one person that just can't aim, I guess.
No, exactly. You don't know what the substance is, so like. Yeah, you're like, oh, you don't want you don't want anything touching the ground.
Yeah,
so
I try to not lay it on the ground. I mean, it depends on how drunk you are, where you just get to the point where you don't care anymore. But one of the smartest jumpsuits I ever had was at a wedding last summer. It was wide leg capris. Women know what that means. I could pee out of the leg.
Oh God!
I could outside.
So classy. Oh man, I always find it funny when I see some girl. I'm like, I know this girl is just railing lines in the bathroom, and like definitely gonna have to like take coke shits. And I'm like, what? She's got this full jumpsuit on. She really did not plan out her outfit for her endeavor.
I think about it because with my that was an outdoor Wisconsin wedding, and I knew we were gonna have to pee in cornfields. I knew it.
Well, they're like, hey, this is Wisconsin. We don't rent bathrooms.
They rent bathrooms, but when she was oddly enough marrying the guy whose family owns porta potty rental company, so they had a really nice bathroom.
Oh, they had the nice
porta potties.
Oh, those are.
But when it gets busy, or if you're like, when you have that much space, people just wander off and do like shotgunning beers. We're just doing shit like we did in high school.
Yeah, fucking in the cornfields.
You gotta be able to pee out of your pant leg.
Yeah, you got it's a prereq. Like, by the way, that was like a little note on the invitation. By the way, wear something where you can piss out the leg.
Yeah, or piss out the bottom. You just have to be prepared for anything. Where did you grow up again?
I grew up here.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that.
Everyone forgets that. I love everyone who's like, oh, yeah, well, it's a California thing. How long have you lived here? I'm like, my whole fucking life. You're just rude.
Yeah.
It's not a California thing. You're rude. You saw it in a movie.
I have so many friends that are from here. I mean, nobody thinks anybody's from here, but think about it. There's 9 million people in the LA area. Like, somebody's going to be here. Somebody's got to be from here.
Yeah, I'm from Agora Hills.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So. Which is in relation to what other hills?
It's in between.
Is it near the Woodland Hills? Is it?
It's past Woodland Hills.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't realize we got all the hills. Yeah,
there's all sorts of hills.
It's next to Calabasas.
It's always funny to me that like things that are named after like hills. Basically, yesterday we were at lunch and my friend was just in Thailand, or no, she was in the Philippines. Sorry, that's different places.
Yeah, close enough.
She was in the Philippines and was showing me pictures of these things called the chocolate hills. They're like famous in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But she's showing them to me and she's like, they just don't look like hills. They're just tiny hills, but they're famous.
They're like mounds.
Yeah. And like we have hills.
California has everything. People come, like I love, and they're like, oh yeah, why does it get so cold? I'm like, well, we're a desert.
Yeah.
So like at night we don't retain heat, and they're like, well, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, we are. We have desert. We have like mountains. We have snow. We have beaches. Just because your state sucks and you had to come here, don't talk shit.
Yeah, we have everything.
We got it all.
That's why I think I couldn't live East Coast.
Because I can't do the humidity. I'm too fat. I'm too fat for it. I just sweat all the time. Like, oh my God. Like last time I went out there, I had like lunch with somebody. My buddy, what's his name? Derek Jones.
Really close friend?
Yeah, no. Derek, he used to live out here. He used to work on the Leno show, but then, that got done with and he got a job on Stern.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I went out and met him, and I was just like wearing I was trying to wear not a t-shirt and like wearing like kind of like a short sleeve button up, and I was just like fucking sweating. He's like, dude, you gotta have an undershirt.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I learned that like so quick because I go to the East Coast every year to see my family, but I don't like think about it. Mm-hmm. I try to stay in air conditioning as much as possible, but I was in the city, so I was walking around and.
Yeah, when I first lived in Chicago, I was teaching dance downtown on Michigan Avenue at this place called Fred Astaire, and it's so humid there, and we had to wear like dresses. They were like old school about their attire, so we had to wear like actual dresses. And this is where I learned my lesson the first time with humidity. Walking from the train to the dance studio, I sweated through the midsection of my dress minus my padded bra. So when I showed up to the studio, the outline of my padded bra was...
Is that really necessary?
Probably not. I don't wear one very often. But the outline of my padded bra was...
Nice.
Was the only part of me that was dry. And then I was like, okay.
Extra tips.
Yeah, I did. Tips. I really just offended the owners.
Was it you? Didn't you like get locked out of your apartment and like went to a bar in a towel?
Yeah, I pretended to be locked out of my apartment.
Oh.
I pretended to be. Because I was like, if they think that I can't get into my apartment and I'm stuck outside in a towel, they'll give me free drinks.
Oh,
and
God.
they did.
Alcoholic on a budget.
I know. That was 21, you guys.
Someone was like, that's a layup right there. She's already in a fucking towel.
Right? Well, I had,
she needs a place to stay.
spandex underneath, but nobody knew that. See, I was I didn't have
ruined
to.
Everything.
I didn't have to sleep with men to get free things. I
wish I could say
pretended
that.
to be in locked out of my apartment.
Wish I could say that.
What is the worst thing you've had to do to survive?
Ooh. It probably involves sleeping with somebody very unsavory.
Ooh, yeah?
Yeah, I've definitely been like, you're like, oh shit, you're drunk and like stranded, and you're like, oh,
I need to stay somewhere.
Yep.
Oh God.
Try to be drunk and fall asleep, and you're like, I'm so drunk. And they're like, nope, you're sleeping here. We're waking up. You're paying the toll.
Yeah.
I feel like I would like to
we've
say
all been there.
I would like to say we've all been there.
I don't think anybody's perfect in that regard.
The morning times are, because I think I was so drunk, I was just like, what? I don't know how to fucking get home. And it was like, maybe smartphones were just starting. You're like, I don't know. Like you couldn't, there's no Uber, and you're like, this is,
yep.
It's either this or I'm building some sort of lean-to in an alley.
I had a guy in Chicago that was, he was the owner of one of the restaurants I worked at in Chicago. And he was talking about how this girl came over and wouldn't leave his apartment. So he ran an errand in the morning and turned the heat up and didn't tell her, and came back like an hour later, and it was like boiling in there, and she was still in there. And he ran another errand and turned the heat up more, and he basically was talking about how he sweated her out of his apartment.
Dude, that's a good one.
I was like, that's so smart.
He's like some sort of FBI agent. It's like, all right, we got guys in the bank. What we're going to do is we're going to sweat them out.
Just sweat them out. I've never had to do that. I've never had to like get somebody to leave, except for my ex. But that was like my life. That wasn't my apartment.
Oh my God. I remember my buddy was like breaking up with his ex one time because she was a fucking psycho. And he's like, oh yeah, but I gave her like this table that my parents had given me, like this big glass table. I was like, hey man, can you come help me move it out? I was like, yeah. Thinking like she wasn't going to be there or something, you know? I don't know why I thought that in my head. So like we go there, and it's this fucking like 8-foot long glass table. It's heavy as shit. It's like iron underneath. So like we're moving it, and she is just sitting there berating him, being a psycho the whole time we're moving this table. Like all the way throughout the apartment, like outside, like to the car. Just I'm like,
she's just following you, yelling at you.
Because we can't go anywhere because we have this fucking like 100-pound table.
Oh my
it's
God.
way more than that. I don't even know. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? You psycho.
Dude, yeah. Me and Lauren just taped before this. I had to do a double header because I'm hitting the road, and this
super popular and busy, guys.
I'm so awesome.
Big time.
I am such a big deal.
Let's name drop some more.
But this episode with Chris here and now is going to be out on September 11th. So if you're listening to this, this was 2 weeks in the past, or we're talking to 2 weeks in the future, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, whichever Back to the Future is your favorite.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I just started watching the series Future Man, and it made me start thinking about Back to the Future again. Have you heard of that show?
Yeah. It's like Hulu? that little. It's a kid from the Hunger Games.
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah, I saw that. He always looks like he's gonna cry to me.
He does.
Josh Hutcherson. I'm always like, oh man.
He seems like he's a very emotionally in tune human being.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah. Oh my God! Do you watch Deadliest Catch?
I don't watch that at all.
I fucking love that. I don't know why. It's like did they catch some crab? Yeah, are they gonna catch it again? Oh no! Oh, they got some bad weather. I'm like always like, oh man, dude, they gotta hit that quota. But I was watching it with my friend the other day, and we were watching it, and there's this guy Jake Anderson. He's like, I think he like started the show when it was like the first season. So he's like grown up on that show.
Yeah.
Like his whole crabbing career you've seen on their show.
Wow.
So like, but he's like he looks like one of those guys who's always gonna cry.
I gotta explain right now how much your face is lighting up talking about this show. It's like you fucking like having an adult Christmas right now.
I mean,
like a verbal Christmas is happening.
And he just like he's always like everyone's like, oh man, everyone's always out to get me, and he's like, I'm gonna do it on my own. Like I'm always like, oh, when are you gonna cry, you little bitch?
Does he cry a lot?
He does.
I would watch it for that. I would watch.
Dude, and it's like you feel for these guys, like like, oh, we got families, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm way too fucking into it. It's stupid. At least they're doing something. Like they're like, hey, thanks for the crab.
Yeah.
Like at least you're doing something, and like whatever, like, you know, it's not not acting, like the Kardashians, like, what the fuck is that reality bullshit?
I know, and so many of these reality show like sizzles I watch where it's like a little snippet for Instagram, and some people, you know, just being in LA so long, you know, some of these people, like you have friends of friends or whatever, and you're like, get off your fucking, you don't think that your family is that important, or like you don't like that person that much, or like stop pretending you care about this cause. It's just like,
it's so funny.
Gag.
My buddy was on like one of the originals. Well, I mean, he was on The Hills.
Oh yeah.
And he was just like, we talked about, because he like didn't make any money. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, they all made money. And he's like, oh, I don't know, I just like didn't sign something and whatever. I'm like, God, you're dumb.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people like that. They're like a tertiary character, and so like they're never around enough to like make any real reality star, whatever that is. Reality star money. Anyway, reality TV. But
it's the most scripted thing.
I feel one of the things I want to ask you about the most, because I don't really know. Have you been arrested?
No, I've been like...
Or like, what's your biggest drinking fail? Like, Chris, I know, has a lot of fun shit buried inside of him.
I have definitely been like almost arrested a lot of times, like been in the back. I kind of grew up in like white suburbia, so it's like easy to get out. Like, I don't know. Like one time I was in the back of a cop car with my friends, and like the cops were speaking Spanish, and like they're like, blah, 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 Miranda rights. And I was like, I speak a decent enough Spanish. I was like, yeah, by the way, I was like, you can let us out of the fucking car now. And they're like, what? I'm like, I heard you just said you didn't read us our Miranda rights, which you didn't, and you fucked up. You need to let us go now. And they're like, they both looked at each other because they're like, damn.
That's so awesome.
They're like, why do we assume all white kids don't speak Spanish in LA? Because that is foolish.
Yep.
God, fucking, I mean, I've done a lot of dumb shit.
I know.
You ever been to Long Beach?
Oh, yeah.
They have a really big pyramid there at their school. And me and my friends, like my friend before he graduated had always been like, yeah, we're going to fucking climb it before I graduate, you know. And I went to San Diego State, so I graduated a week before him. I went up the next week to go like hang out with him, and we went to this bar called Poor Richard's, which is like a straight up alcoholic bar.
Yeah, like, it sounds like a bar for drunk people.
It closes at 2 and it opens at 6 for like the dock workers who go down, who like work at
like down by the Seal Beach area.
No, it's like right. It's in like right in the middle of Long Beach. But these guys go work at like the LA Harbor down there. Yeah, and probably do important shit where they shouldn't be drunk. But like, there's like a line.
But nobody cares.
There's a line at like 5:45 in the morning to get in this bar. So we're doing whiskey beer backs all night. And we get like shit housed. And we're going on the way home. There's like one of those little like Molly Maid cars. You know, like they give you tickets and shit. Like those little kind of like tricycle things. Yeah. So we're fucking drunk, and my boy's like, "Oh man, fuck this. We're gonna knock this over." And I was just like, "Dude." When I'm the voice of reason, that's when things are going bad. And I was like, "No, man, we shouldn't do it." And him and my buddy are trying to push it. And like, we can't do it without you. And I kind of look around. I was like, "All right, fuck it." And we just like knock it over. And then like we like skate back to the house or whatever. We're drunk trying to skateboard, by the way. I'm so surprised I didn't like break my knee or yeah. And me and my buddy were just sitting there, we're like, yeah, I can't believe why we made it. We gotta go inside. We're doing, and my buddy just full on sprints and just takes off towards the pyramid because it's like a block from his house. We're like, what the fuck? We're like, oh no. So we all end, like he gets there first. My buddy lifts him up. Then I lift my buddy up, and I'm the biggest, fattest one, and I'm on the ground like, what the fuck? How did this happen? And like I had to like get my drunk ass on there, and it's like, it's the second largest man-made pyramid in North America, and it's like,
and they're trying to scale this thing.
We did. Oh, we did, and we're drunk as all hell.
How long ago was this?
Oh, like 8 years ago, I guess.
I was going to say this is definitely before Instagram, or else I would have seen this.
Well, we had. That's the funny thing is, no one believes us because everyone in Long Beach, like, no one's climbed that. You know, like local bars, like one of the oldest bars. Like,
you should have like drawn your name up on top or something.
Because we had like a fucking pen.
Send a drone up, man.
Drones weren't even a thing yet. Yeah. I mean, like, dude, so we go up there. Like, that's the thing was like the original iPhone. No one could even see. There's no flash. So it was just like dark figures and then like lights. And it's like, no, like that wasn't you. But the best part was my buddy lost his wallet up there. So like it somehow fell out of his pocket because it was like we were climbing up the spine. So he's like goes to graduate the next day and doesn't have his ID and any of his shit. But then he also, because we had like been scooting down the side, and then there's like these big little things you can tie on. You know, to belay down if they were going to clean it, which I'm sure they've done like twice in its existence. Yeah. And he like kind of was like being lazy and kind of like lifting his butt cheek up to go past him, and he scraped his balls.
Oh my God.
And He scrapes his balls. So he wakes up in the morning all sweaty, whatever, and he's like, oh, my balls hurt. I don't have a thing. He's so drunk, he grabs a piece of mail and a picture of himself, like a framed picture. He's still so drunk. And like goes there and goes to his graduation, his cap and gown. I was like, this is me. And they're like, this doesn't prove anything. It's a picture of you and then like a piece of mail. They let him graduate though, so we have to like go do like fucking Mission Impossible thing to go up back and get his wallet.
You climbed it again?
So my buddy climbs it and he's like dropping down water bottles because there's like slats. So it's like, and he's dropping down. And I'm like, we're like looking there. We're like, we got like radios. We're like, all right, man, it's like 3 to the right, 3 to the left. Like, almost got it. And then my other buddy has to bring in more water bottles. And then like the cop, like the security comes by. We're all like laying down. They can't see him up there, but like I'm there. I'm like hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
So we get his wallet down. Like we can't believe the last water bottle. I just see this thing flying in the air and I catch it. We're like, let's get the fuck out of here. And then like the security's onto us. So we're like, shit, we gotta go. We run like across the street and we like hide in the bush.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Like, it was one of those movies where I'm running, I look back, and then I trip over some bullshit. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get caught.
Yeah.
And my friends were like, later. And they just kept running. So I, like, hid in the bush. And it's like, I feel like they saw me. Like, you guys are just stupid. Because, like, the light was, like, right on the bush. I'm like, be the tree. But the best part is my buddy got a staph infection on his balls.
From the scrape of the pyramid?
Yeah, and didn't, like, didn't take a
That's how you know it's never been washed.
No.
The pyramid.
Oh.
You can't get a staph infection from some shit that's clean.
Yeah, I guess. And he like he was wearing his roommate's pants. Who's like one of those people who's like,
or maybe his roommates.
Well, don't fuck up my shit. He probably because he tore through the pants.
Yeah.
And he's like, you fucking ruined my, you ruined my pants. He's like, well, I ruined my balls. So like, you can buy new pants.
Sorry, I win.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of.
A lot of good Kershaw stories.
Yeah, we always me and my friends are pretty crafty. We always end up getting away or just dumb drunk luck.
Yeah.
We definitely.
We didn't get away a lot, but we didn't get caught for anything bad. Like I don't think we did anything bad. We didn't like vandalize things or do anything that was irreparable.
We saw some road signs and whatnot. But.
One of the worst things I think I did, and this was even before I drank. This is why it's actually really funny, but one of my girlfriends, Callie, she had a house that was like kind of central to where the high school was, and there was this really cool like bike path, from her place down to the high school with like fresh black-top pavement. I drew a slew of pictures in sidewalk chalk. A slew of pictures in sidewalk chalk, but some were very inappropriate, like hippos with giant veiny penises and stuff.
Wow, I like that you went hippos.
And
I bet hippos have big dicks.
I'm sure they do, and I think that's why my brain went there creatively. I was like, a hippo needs a big penis, probably.
Well, all hippo chicks are fat. They need a big dick to get in there.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got a huge. That was the first thing I got in big trouble for, and I had to go and clean it myself, which wasn't that bad. But I was like 16.
Oh my God, I remember like one of the dumbest things I ever got in trouble for was like this like local video store that we went to. It was like there was like a back alley. You could just like put this video in the slot,
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, oh, fucking like say some shit to the video, And I was like, yeah, I'm a rebel, We were like 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah.
And so like my mom's in the
car.
car.
You were young.
Yeah, my mom's in the car and like, I dropped it. I was like, here's your video, like you fucking pussy or something stupid, And I was like, yeah, like ran in the car and then like the fucking guy runs out and I was like, oh no, that's over. It's over. And like you told my mom was so pissed. She's like, why the fuck do you say it? My buddy's in the back who told me to say it. He's like laughing his ass off.
You probably scarred him so bad that you single-handedly put Blockbuster out of video or out of service.
This was a local video store that is definitely out of business.
We had one of those in Chicago. My ex used to make me go there all the time, and he was actually like into videos, but he rented so many video games there that he got banned. He like would keep so many video games out. He had like 15 video games at one time, and they were like, you can't come anymore. You're taking all the video games. Like, that's what happens with the tiny little places. Jeez. And now nothing's like, there's no stores like that anymore. There's not even bookstores.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I was reading that little email you sent me, like, when were you not a role model? I was like, oh, I remember. Every
time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, that's very, it's very broad. I remember I was in, what's it called? What did I do? I was in auto in high school. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it was such a cliche.
Auto class, like cars.
Yeah, like they still have that some places.
Yeah, I know. In Wisconsin, I think they do too.
Oh, Wisconsin, I'm sure it's huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we had it and, I remember this just like, it was such a cliche. It was like me and my buddy who was like, he was like an Eagle Scout and he like wrestled. Like I played football, so I guess we were like good kids, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, all the football players just got drunk and shit on the weekend. It was
totally.
horrible.
We all did that.
And I remember like there was like there was like the stoner kids in there, and then the kid who was like, you really like fire or something, like that kid. And like I remember there's this little kid. He was like whatever. He was like a grade younger than me, but he was just such a punk ass.
Yeah.
He was like kid's like, oh, when I get my license next year, my dad's buying me a car faster than all yours, and you guys suck and blah blah.
I know
like we're gonna
kids.
race. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I'm glad. I'm sure it's gonna be real fast. You can run right into a tree.
Was that around the time that Fast and Furious came out? Because that's our town was ablaze with all those things, like the underbody lights.
Oh, the underglow? Oh, I wanted underglow so bad.
Civics with the scents that came through, the different scents that came through the vents.
Oh, that's stupid.
And then like different like tail, whatever you call those things that stick up above the tail. Spoilers.
Different tails. But yeah,
that car had a weird tail.
But this kid was such a little punk ass. I'm like, yeah, this is probably like not a high point in my life. Like I was really sitting there and he would always brag about that shit. And our teacher was like, had his back. He was like doing something on the board. And I just walked up behind him and I just full force slapped him in the face as hard as I could. And just
that's awesome.
He was just sitting there. He was just being like a little smarmy asshole. And I was walked up and I was like, fuck this. And I just went bah! And just got him. And like he had the biggest handprint I've ever seen on someone's fucking face. And
dude,
like, he turned around and was just like, what the fucking? And like our teacher turns around and is like, Travis, stop talking. Like he yelled at him because he didn't see it. He's like, he's like, I don't want to hear it. Like he wouldn't even let him tell his side of the story. And I've never seen someone seething so hard. He was just sitting in his chair like, I'm like, oh, this kid's bringing a gun to school and killing me tomorrow. Yeah. Like he is going to murder me. And my buddy's sitting there, he's like, yeah, dude, you're fucking dead.
There's nothing more demeaning to a man, I don't think, than being slapped.
Spit on or slapped.
Spit on it, yeah.
My sister used to do that to me growing up. Like we get into fights and she'd spit on my face. Oh yeah.
I've never been spit on. A bully did throw a pie in my face once.
Who the fuck? Were we going to clown college? Who gets a pie?
Oh my God, I forgot all about this. I was in second grade and I was on a school bus, and you know those little handheld pies that you get at like a gas station? Those like little fold over half like size little pocket pies.
Pie or something?
Little fucking pocket pies.
I don't know, man.
You don't know pocket pie?
I was a fat kid. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Imagine a pie that's folded in half and you can fit in your pie. Okay, like a pizzone. Like a pizzone is it to pizza? A pocket pie is to pie. Like fold a pie in half. Put it in your pocket.
Wait, when you fold a pizza in half, you mean a calzone?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking pizzone. I was like, what's a pizzone?
I've never eaten a calzone in my life.
Aren't you Italian?
No, not enough. Not enough Italian. I'm part Sicilian, but
yeah.
Nobody makes calzones. That's not from Italy.
Well, no one makes a palzone or whatever.
What did I just say? A pizzone?
Pizzone.
I don't know what things are called.
Welcome to Cooking with Natasha. Today we're going to make pizzones. It's a half pie, half calzone. It's fucking disgusting.
It's pepperoni.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. I see.
How do you not know what those are?
You described it like shit.
Ezekiel just showed us a picture of these pies, and then Chris knows exactly what they are now.
Yeah, dude.
But you needed the visual, like me saying.
I'm a visual learner.
Me saying half of a pie folded in half isn't enough.
They're not folded.
You're so not creative if you can't put that together.
Oh.
Wait, that is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't think of like pizzones and shit like you. The fucking creative genius that you are.
Any fucking way. It was one of those things. It was.
My God.
I was sitting on the bus in second grade, and I got hit in the face with one of those fucking pies.
Well, fucking, you probably deserved it, you pizzone making motherfucker.
Oh shit! I probably did. And
now years later, you're hitting guys in the face with your pie.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I wish I was.
Well, talk to your man when you get home.
I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, and I'm going to be pieless, whatever that means.
No, you have the pie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Wow. Jesus, is that why you're wearing the jumpsuits?
Yeah, see, you can talk good, too, Chris.
Hey, I've been, like, sick for a week. I'm on Dayquil, whatever.
Have you adjusted back to this time zone yet?
No.
How long have you been back?
Like a week.
A week, okay. So by the time this comes out, you'll have kind of adjusted.
Yeah. It's all right, but yeah. But now I know why you don't want to wear dresses. People are going to see something under there they didn't expect.
A pocket pie.
No, well, sounded like it wasn't a pocket pie.
Oh my God.
Sounded like you're hiding a Twinkie.
Yeah, I mean, I could. Who knows? Twinkies can survive a lot.
I heard that's a myth.
Really?
Yeah, I heard it's bullshit.
I think we should.
Not as long as like we think, you know.
Maybe that's the next thing. I'll put in one of these yellow envelopes for you as a gift, a Twinkie, and see how long it actually lasts.
Yeah, well, who knows when the next time I see you? I always have to come pick you up to take you shooting usually.
Yeah, that's
She's a princess.
He texted me the other day and he's like, I always have to come pick you up and take you to do stuff. Basically, I'm dating you without dating you.
Yeah. It's like having a girlfriend. It's like, you have to come pick me up and take me to shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, you're a gentleman.
Well, and we never sleep together, so it is like, I do have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Oh, yeah, that is what you said. You're like, basically, it is the same thing. It's you don't sleep with me, and I pick you up and take you to do things. So I basically have a girlfriend.
No, it's basically being married, I think.
Yeah.
It's like being married.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I imagine marriage is like.
Is just repetitively picking somebody up and taking them to do something and not getting any pussy for it.
I think marriage is just like, hey, I could probably hang out with this person forever and not kill them. And then we'll die together. One of us will die first, and then
yeah, and sometimes that works out in your favor because you can start over.
Yeah, yeah. I date girls with really bad immune systems, so I'm like,
so you don't have to be stuck
every
forever.
couple of years.
Oh man. Okay, well I think that's about our time. But what do you have coming up that you want to plug?
Oh, yeah.
Pull up your fancy calendar.
Yeah, I can barely. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Let's see.
I can never remember my own schedule either. But I just know when I'm not available, but I don't ever know where I'm playing.
I'll be at the Big Pine Comedy Festival from September 20th to the 23rd. And
where's that at?
It's in Arizona.
Okay, cool.
And then I then have another wedding. I know I have a million weddings this year. And then I'll be at Laughs Unlimited in Sacramento from the 5th to the 7th of October.
Sweet.
And then, before that, I have 2 weddings before that.
Oh my God!
Like, I look at my thing. I'm like, oh, am I doing a weekend somewhere? I'm like, oh, another wedding.
I hope you got a Zara suit that you can just recycle through all these weddings.
No. Like now, everyone's like, oh, we need this. Everyone wants a special color for their wedding.
I know, it's annoying.
It's like, oh, I've rented so many things from wherever that fucking place everyone rents up.
Oh yeah, me too. I have the Rent the Runway on lock.
They're like, what are you coming for? I went during like prom season. Like, oh, you gonna suit for prom? I'm like, do I look like I'm going to prom? It's like, my beard's older than you. Go to a fucking wedding.
Dude, yeah, and I whenever I see that somebody rented something for their prom, I'm like, oh shit, I can't wear that. I'm like, way too past prom prime. I was a mess at prom.
Oh Jesus!
It was fun.
I remember I went to prom my junior year with somebody, and like you can only go if you're invited by a senior. So I was like, I'm a baller. Then senior year, I was just like, dude, can we get out of here so we can go have sex? Like, let's get out of here.
See, we weren't even about like the night of prom. We after partied at my best friend Stephanie's house and ate string cheese.
Wow!
And I changed into jeans.
And so you didn't have fun when you were younger? And
no, I did.
Like,
I did. No, I did. We went as a group, and like we all had dates, but I went with my friend Matt, who he used to be a really big drinker. Now he's a pastor and hasn't drank in 10 years. So
you don't talk to him anymore? Mm-mm. I love when I see people like, when they quit drinking, or like girls who get married. Like I'm like, cool, I don't have to talk to you anymore.
I do. I've caught up with him a couple times back in Wisconsin, but he's he lives like elsewhere. You know?
You're a hot girl to know you and you get married. Unfriend. You're gone.
I know. Why does that have to happen?
Because
obviously nobody likes Facebook competition.
No, I'm just like, well, there's no reason for us to talk anymore.
I think I lost a lot of Midwest friends that are married when my cheese pictures came out.
Oh yeah, Jesus!
I think I broke a lot of people up.
It's okay. Well, if they don't drink anymore, I'm like, fuck them. I can't hang out with you.
Oh, if anybody doesn't know the cheese pictures, just Google Natasha Pearl Hansen Men's Health cheese, and it'll come up.
Yeah, it's really small amount of words.
It's amazing. So plug your social media.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kershaw Comedy.
Kershaw, Kershaw.
It's like the Dodger pitcher, just a lot less money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a lot less.
Yeah, like he makes like, I think this year's making like 34 million. I'm like, can I just have 1 year?
One of the million?
Just
I know.
One of the years. One contract year, I'm fucking set.
I've always thought about that when I'm sitting next to somebody in Vegas playing like slots and they're just shoving $100 bills in there and they're just dipping through it right away. I'm like, just hand it to me.
You mean Asian people?
Just hand it to me.
Asian people?
Or like rich fucking guys in suits.
Rich fucking guys.
Gucci suits. And I'm just like, just put it in my pocket. It'll feel just as good.
If you're in a Gucci suit playing slots, you're doing something
really wrong.
You're doing something wrong. It's like, you sad fuck. Go play craps or blackjack. Or maybe
Yeah.
some hot girl will
Like
see you.
real people do.
Like, hey, maybe she'll see you balling out and try to fuck that Gucci suit off you.
And on that note,
We're out.
I'm at MPH Comedy. Podcast is at Future Role Model. And you can follow the network at Comedy Pop-Up or at CPU Podcasts. And we will see you next Tuesday.